let's take a look at rulemaking in administrative law. To a very large extent, public policy in the United States is established through administrative rulemaking. Federal rules govern the purity of the food we eat, the water we drink, and the air we breathe. They regulate the safety of our workplaces, homes, vehicles, and many of the products we use and consume. They determine much about the health care available to us, as well as the practices used in banking, industry, business, agriculture, and many other areas of economic life. Federal government rulemaking can be tracked through the unified agenda of the federal regulatory and deregulatory actions, which provides uniform reporting data on regulatory and deregulatory activities under development throughout the federal government. The agenda covers about 60 agencies, commissions, and departments. It includes their regulatory agendas and information about their priorities and about the most significant regulatory activities planned for the year ahead. The unified agenda is published in the Federal Register in the fall and is always available online. There's no single definition of administrative rules. The Federal Administrative Procedure Act defines them as the whole or part of an agency statement of general or particular applicability and future effect designed to implement, interpret, or prescribe law or policy or describing the organization, procedure, or practice requirements of an agency. Its definition also includes the appeal or prescription for the future of rates, wages, cooperative or financial structures, or reorganizations thereof, prices, facilities, applications, services, allowances, as well as the accounting for and the practices relating to them. Several general characteristics of rules are buried in this federal prose. Rules are usually prescriptive. Their requirements will become effective and enforced at some future date, giving those directly governed by them time to comply. Adjudication, rather than rulemaking, is typically used to determine the legal status of past or continuing activity. Adjudication is often called order making to distinguish it from rulemaking. There are three general types of rules. Legislative rules, or substantive rules, are like statutes and have the force of law. Such rules regulate conduct, impose performance standards on products or processes, and establish eligibility for licenses and benefits. Procedural rules govern an agency's internal organization and operations, such as how it will process requests from the public for information or benefits of various kinds, deal with its own employees' challenges to adverse actions or equal employment opportunity complaints, and prioritize its enforcement actions. Interpretive rules are essentially policy statements and guidelines establishing an agency's understanding of the terms of its statutory mandate. They should not, in theory, establish new legal obligations, but rather should explain the basis for existing ones. Rules can be either general or particular in application. They can regulate a very wide range of industry and activity, like clean air, or a single process, the use of a pesticide. As the application of a rule narrows to only a few firms or persons, constitutional due process may require the rulemaking agency to provide notice and a hearing of some sort to those directly affected. There's a wide range of options for regulating administrative rulemaking. Agencies can be left completely to their own devices and allowed to make rules however they see fit. Alternatively, their processes and decision criteria can be so heavily regulated that they have a very limited discretion in formulating and enacting rules. In between, there are many possibilities. In administrative law, these are often viewed as existing on a continuum from informal, less regulated, to formal, more regulated processes. Each end of the continuum and every step along the way will maximize some values at the expense of others.